Good morning, gorgeous ones. How are you all doing on this sunny Monday? I just said sunny. I did say those words. I said sunny, England. Those words don't normally go very well or never sit very well together in a sentence. However, today the miracle has happened. We are having sunshine on a Monday morning in England. Can you believe it, guys? Okay, without me waffling any further, I'll talk to you about what I will be talking to you about today and showing you as well. Yesterday, I did my elf eyes, lips and face poreless putty primer video in an attempt to try and win myself over, convince myself that there is actually a need for a primer. However, I wasn't convinced at all by it. It made my skin look really lovely and satiny. However, I did leave the Max Factor Miracle Touch foundation on for around 7 or 8 hours after my first application, and it just made it look really, really thick, unnatural. It didn't extend length, wear length or anything like that. So without me waffle, all this this intro's being really long, isn't it? Sorry guys, get on with what you're talking about, man. Okay, will do. So I'm going to show you the only primer you guys will ever need. It's really, really cheap, readily available everywhere, and it's just amazing. Lanacane Anti-chaffing gel. And this is a 30, I think it's a 30ml tube. Sorry, just put my spectacle. 28 grams. So yeah, around 30ml. So that's your bog standard size. £6 this cost. And I've got loads of these. I'll show you them all. Basically, just every time I go out, I feel the need to buy a tube of Lanacane gel, because these are just such a very good source of silicones. Do you know what I mean? And silicones, obviously, oh, moustache is curling. Quickly, get the glue, get the soap. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, and Lanacane gel, guys, is special because it has such an abundant amount, or a rich amount of silicones in. It's got dimethicone, cross polymers. The only ingredient which isn't a silicone in it is something called Z-maize or cornstarch, something like that. However, we're going to be having a really, really close look at this today. I'll be demonstrating this with I thought maybe I could try it on its own just to show you what it looks like, because it makes the skin look really, really velvety and matte too. And then we could try it perhaps with a foundation. Why not? Just to see, you know, I'll do one half of my face with the primer, one half without. And we'll just compare and contrast and just see whether this little baby holds up or is as good as the... In fact, I know it will be. In fact, it's better, probably much, much better than the e.l.f. one. Okay, so yeah. I first came across Lanacane, and this is the anti-chaff gel. Please don't use the red one on your face, whatever you do. That's got sort of like a what's the word? Not a steroid as such, but something which would act like a steroid on your skin to take inflammation down. This is just pure silicones in here. And as I said, there's about 4 or 5. And I came across these possibly around 10 years ago. I was trying to recreate the dupe of the vitamin C intense night treatment by the Bodyshop. Again, that's just chock full of silicones, vitamin C, and a little bit of orange essential oil. And if you want to know how to do that, how to make that one, I'll link it here, and I'll link it into the description too. So I went on a search around the pharmacies and chemists in Cambridge, because I was living there at the time, and I was after a really, really rich or abundant source of silicones, which I could then use in the Bodyshop dupe of the intensive vitamin C night treatment, as I've just said. I'm waffling and repeating myself now, aren't I? Yes, I am. Right. And I came across loads and loads and loads of products which have are rich, abundant sources of silicones. I tried Frizzies, you know, the hair serum, because that's silicone based. I've tried loads of different things, but this baby is the best one, without a shadow of a doubt. And I'll talk to you quickly about what the box says, shall I? Why not? And this is Lanacane Anti-chaffing gel. And if I can find a picture, I'll pop it here. And the benefits of this Lanacane Anti-chaffing gel forms a breathable barrier on your skin to help prevent and support recovery of chaffing caused by repeated rubbing on skin, or skin on clothing. It goes on to say, unique anti-friction formula, dries on contact, clear, non-greasy, providing your skin with long-lasting relief. And finally, the claims, or the specifications, if you like, are fragrance-free, non-staining, and gentle enough for everyday use. And that tells us really that we can use it every single day without any fear of, side effects or reactions or anything like this. These sort of things are pretty heavily tested, safety tested, really, I guess is the word. And so the product itself, it's a yellow fading into white plastic shimmy shaking. Again, I've had way too much caffeine in this old system again. My body's having caffeine overload at the moment. I'm going to expire at some point, but hopefully not during this tutorial. Is that okay? Okay. Yeah, it comes in a yellow fading into white tube with a lid, and it also came with a box. Maybe a little bit too much packaging going on here. I mean, what is the point in using it and putting it inside a box when it comes in? All I need to do is just to put one of those one of those silver tab things on the top, just so you know that when you get it home, you crack it open, that it hasn't been used by someone else. And on the front, you've got the Lanacane branding with the word anti-friction formula up here, anti-chaffing gel, and it says soothes and helps prevent chaffing. 28 grams, and on the back is just the address and basically stuff. Stuff's on the back. Do you know what I mean? Right. So without any further ado, sorry, I took the lid off without showing you guys. It's a bit naughty of me, isn't it? Take the lid off, and we could use loads of this today, guys. And what I'll do is I'll just pop quite a big lump of that one on, or a wallop. Dollop even would work even better than a wallop, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Right, okay. So just have a look at that lump there, as opposed to me saying, can you see that? Please look at that lump there, guys. Do you know what I mean? Right, okay, so what I'll do is I'll just finger blend. I won't use that finger, because I always use that finger, and I'm sure I'm offending loads of people out there. Unintentionally, of course, though, guys. I'm not a rude person. Do you know what I mean? Wow. That just glides on, and the minute what something like a silicone formulation will do is it adds slip and slide, and it makes the stuff go a lot further. Do you know what I mean? So if you even put a small amount on your skin, it will glide out, and it will just add like a silky sort of texture. Although it dries totally matte as well, which is bizarre, isn't it? But okay, so that's that one on the back of that hand, and it takes a oh, it just smells gorgeous. It just takes possibly around 2 minutes for it to dry down totally, because obviously the silicone has vehicles, or a carrying vehicle, which needs to evaporate, and then it just leaves the powdery sort of silicone behind. I can feel it on that finger, and that just feels amazing. It still hasn't quite dried yet, and I put that on about, what, 30 seconds ago? A minute? Who knows? I can count. Did you know that, guys? I can actually count. Didn't do very well in maths at school, but I was terrified of my maths teacher. Old boot she was, Mrs. Martrus, dragon. So, it's got that clean, which is really, really, really hard to describe unless you know what the smell of silicone is. It's a really, really hard smell or aroma to try and describe. Although it's got a really, really clean. It's not offensive at all. Right, beautiful. And that's possibly been on there for around 5 minutes now, and it doesn't ever dry down totally, which is great, because that's what you want from something which is going to prime your skin for foundation, because that means that, the tackiness means that sorry, I need some clean fingers. The tackiness means that the primer or the gel will then hold on to foundation, because it's giving it something to grip to. Hope that makes sense. So without any further ado, shall I get some of that? Just put my J-cloth over there. Always need a J-cloth, especially me, because I'm so messy and so clumsy, guys. So without any further waffle, I'll put some of this on this old face, shall I? So how much shall I put on? Again, that's possibly around, just put the lid on that one. That's possibly around the same. Oh, just gone on the floor. Well, I had a massive spillage earlier, spilled a huge cup of tea all everywhere, guys. Narrowly avoided the phone, which isn't waterproof, unfortunately. But as I said, and I'll try and put a photo here, because obviously I need to make a record of every accident I have, don't I, in case I need to claim on insurance. No, I'm kidding about that part. But yeah, it's so my lounge floor is now soaking wet, which is lovely, isn't it? Because that's what you just want, isn't it, on a Monday morning when you're trying to film for YouTube? It's a beautiful, great big spillage, so that you'll spend the next 12 hours scrubbing on your hands and knees. Shall I stop talking about my propensity towards Calamity and talk about Lanacane Anti-chaff gel as a primer? Shall I do that, guys? Okay, right, okay. So there's the the wallop I've just applied to the back of my hand, and you don't need much of this, so I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. And I'll go and take a set of photos with this on the old chops. And yeah, I mean, the second you put it onto your skin, it just makes it feel really, really, really silky, guys. It does. It's just gorgeous. And this, forms like a waterproof barrier, or a shield almost, which will then keep stuff that is supposed to be in your skin. Just need to cleanse fingers. Yeah, it forms a barrier which will keep stuff which is supposed to be in your skin, and stuff which isn't supposed to be on your skin, away from your skin. I hope that makes sense, guys. Let's have a little look at this one. So I've just put it on about a minute ago, didn't I? I started applying it about a minute ago. And, oh, it's dried. Well, it hasn't dried totally, and I don't think it ever will, because, again, it's not a primer, though. This is a gel for people who have large thighs that rub together, and cause those horrible redness and blisters and stuff. Talking of blisters, my feet are in such a state, guys. They're awful. I'll try and take a photo of them a little bit later on and show you, and I'll put that here. Don't eat anything, though, guys, when you look at them, because it's a bit... Do you know what I mean? Right, okay. Silly me, should have taken some before photos, shouldn't I, before I wallop this layer all over these 50-year-old face, this 50-year-old face of mine. Forgot. I might just do that once this is all done and edited and ready to go. I could just go back and take some photos of my skin. Sorry, fog in throat. of my skin sans or without primer or Lanacane Anti-chaff gel or LA, how can we sort, LAAC or LARC or LAC. Why am I trying to shorten everything, guys? Why do I feel the need to do that to everything in my life? I don't know, guys, but you know, it's just me. So beautiful ones. This one's me looking straight out of the window into natural daylight. And can you see, guys, can you see that it has lended my skin sort of a velvety, a very, this one's me looking to the right, a very slight opaqueness to it. It's just perfected my skin. You know, for £6 to the left. This one, it's just for £6, you can't go wrong really. And I just love this stuff. And finally, me holding the camera above my head. And I didn't do flash photography because we're not using foundation. We're just using a primer or a gel, which I'm using as a primer. Okay, so right. Did you know, guys, that the majority of primers are actually made from silicones? They are, and silicone comes from sand, doesn't it, or silica? But yeah, no, that is the main ingredient in most of these primers. And sort of 15 years ago, we never even had primers, so it is a fad, in my opinion. So the only primer you will need is this one, without a shadow of doubt, guys. Okay, beautiful ones. So what I'll go and do now is just go and remove this layer, and then I'll put one side of my face with the Lanacane, leave the other one bare, and then should we go in with an application of the Collection Hydrate Serum? What's it called? Hydrate Hydra Serum. Get it right, Joseph. Okay. Right, beautiful ones. Let's put a layer of this, and I'll put it on this side because my window's here. Studio light directly in front, and I don't think you can't see that side as well as you can see that. Can you? I don't know. Right. Okay. So I'll put some of this on the back of, and I've just washed my face. I have normal to combination skin, which is a tendency towards being quite oily in the summer. So again, the silicones are great for that because they just added like a layer of mattification to anyone's skin. Dry skin could use it too. And I'll talk to you about scarring as well because silicones are excellent for scars. They're just brilliant for scars. They help to create an environment whereby the collagen, which has all been deformed or destroyed by the injury or whatever, which formed the scar in the first place, by applying a layer of silicone onto that, you're eliminating all of those what's the word I'm looking for, stuff which comes in and could spoil a whole process of repair to your skin, basically. So it's creating like a perfect environment, which is great. And that's why a lot of these scar gels are in fact most of them are silicone based I should say. Just keep applying that and stop talking about stuff which we're never going to be able to afford. Do you know what I mean? Well, I wouldn't be able to afford. Most of them are like £40 or even £50. Just clean fingers. It's gone on the floor again. Oh well, doesn't matter, does it? It's only my floor. It's possibly gone in the tea as well on the floor. Do you know what I mean? So that's that layer on that side of mine. Can you see, guys, how it? And what you need to do is once it's applied and it's started to set down, just run your finger over it once or twice, just because that way it helps the stuff to blend in with the skin or to bond with the skin. And it, unless you do that, first of all, you won't have that totally matte sort of look. Although it doesn't give you a flat sort of matte look either. It's amazing stuff. I do like Lanacane gel. I might go and buy some shares in Lanacane too. What do you reckon? And something else this stuff is incredible for is to use as like a T-zone mattifier. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys? Because I never know what I mean. No, I do know what I mean here. And people get, with combination to oily skin, you get an oily T-zone, don't you? So just an application of this in the morning, it will just absorb all of those oils and keep your oil in check all day. And again, for £6, it's just not bad. £6.95, I think. I'll double check and I'll put that here. Again, link it all into the description. Clinique sold I remember I was doing my nurse training when they released it. It was like a T-zone mattifier. That was silicone based, had powders in it, this and that. Do you know what I mean? And possibly around £20 for a tiny amount. And this is double the size of that for half the price, which is great, isn't it? Right, guys, should we get some of this on my face? And what I'll do is I'll put it on this side first so that I'm not picking... If I put it on this side first, I'll be picking up primer, mixing it with foundation, and then slapping it all over this side of my face. So if I go in with the bare side first, there's no risk of that. Does that make sense? I hope so. I tried to explain it in my ELF one yesterday, and I just gave the most confusing... sorry, I just need to show... I'll show you what I'm doing. And this is the Collection... What's it called? Collection Hydrate Hydra Serum in shade Biscuit, which is the closest shade to... this chops or these chops. Why is it all the way down there, guys? What have I done, idiot? And that should be enough, certainly for that side and that side, shouldn't it? So, yeah. How are you all? You all okay? Hope you are, guys. Did you have a good weekend? I did. I had a wonderful, one of the best weekends of my life, I reckon. Just clean that off. Right, guys, can you see that that foundation on there? Hopefully just there, guys, on the tip. I know you can see it. Right, okay, so I'm applying it to the bare side where there is no Lanacane gel. And then I'll apply it to this side, and then we'll see how it looks. And whilst I'm applying, and this is my foundation brush, by the way, sorry. The only one, no, I own two now, because I got my stippling one, which I got from B&M, which is just rubbish. But then again, it was only £1 or £1.50 or something. And I have reviewed this foundation too, and again, I'll link that into the description. It's a nice foundation though, guys, and again, it's silicone based, and that's what you want to try and do, guys, is to try and match your the composition or the nature of your primer to the nature of your foundation. And I know that's easier said than done. There are ways of doing that though, guys. You know, obviously you need to know what silicones are called, what their technical name is. So cyclomethicone, dimethicone, methicone cross polymers and stuff like that, or just the word silica. If you see those anywhere in the ingredients list, and I know that who's going to go out there and do that? I do that all the time, believe it or not, I do. Because if you don't match the two up, they won't work very well together, and that's why it just takes, you know, it's important or valuable to take an extra minute or two just to do a little bit of research, just so it all, you know, do you know what I mean? Hope so. Right. Wow, I've used all of that. I did just wipe it off with my J cloth because I was getting a bit anal. Sorry, moustaches again, trying to smother me. Homicidal moustache. And wow, that's just disappeared into these old chops, isn't it? This is one of those. Sorry, this is one of those luminous sort of. It's a serum in foundation. Foundation. How many times am I going to say foundation? Foundation. Okay, so. And that went on. Oh, it's dried down, and the silicone again, because it gives you a matte sort of feel on the skin. It won't leave a really shimmery or glowy formulation. It won't leave it as glowy as if you weren't using the Lanacane gel, I should say. But I think the pros outweigh the cons with this, or that effect. The Lanacane primer will actually give your skin. So. Just had a brainwave, beautiful ones. A very, very painful thing to happen to a man who doesn't use his brain very often. Well, I do you know what I mean? But so here's a photo. And what I decided to do in the end was to do a photo with one side with the foundation on. This is the side without the primer. Important to remember that. And the other side is just bare. The other side is primer without foundation on, if that makes. I hope I'm not confusing anyone there. Certainly confusing myself again. But what do you reckon? It is a nice foundation, and the colour is pretty spot on as well. Again, it does tend to oxidise, but hey-ho. Okay, so what I'll need to do now, guys, is just to put this on. And that has, wow, dried. And it's been on for about 10 minutes now. And it, as I said, it never, ever dries fully. So that's what you want, because obviously it would just wallop some of that on the back of that old hand. I hate those spatula sort of things. It's just so messy. Can you see that there? Or look there, I should say. Right, beautiful one. So let's get some more of that on this old brush, or new brush, because it's not really that old. And this was £8, I think, or something like that from Superdrug. And it is an amazing brush. It's a flat brush, though, so you can't actually stipple, which is okay. Let's see how that goes. Wow. Just slides on. In fact, it slides on easier than it did the other side. And I don't know why that is, because you would have thought, wouldn't you, that because the silicones are quite matte, that they cause friction, or they cause a resistance to the application of the foundation. And there was a little bit of resistance, but nowhere near as much as the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And I didn't like that product, I have to say. Work that into the old ears. Let's just smooth him. And yes, all of my products are male, guys. I am a man at the end of the day. FYI and all of that. FYI, I am a man. Okay. Just cleaning up eyebrows, guys, and facial hair. So, this side is the side without primer, or Lanacane, aka makeshift primer. This side is with. Now, can you see, guys, is it my imagination, or does this side look better? It does, doesn't it? It looks far more flawless and a lot more, what's the word, smooth and just there. Do you know what I mean? This side's sort of fading a little bit, and it's only been on for like 15 minutes or something. This side's far more intense, or a lot more flawless, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Gorgeous. Okay, so we're on to a winner here, aren't we, beautiful ones? Well, I knew it was brilliant anyway. Stop waffling and go and take some pictures. Okay, will do. Why? And when I come back, we'll just talk about the photos, and then I'll close if that's okay. And I'll go on a little bit more about how wonderful Lanacane gel is as a primer, and then I'll stop waffling. Is that okay? Okay. Right, gorgeous ones. Here's another set of photos. This one's me looking straight out of the window into natural daylight, nosing on the spying on the neighbours. My neighbour's mowing his lawn or doing something in his lawn, his garden. He's got a great big train to the right, great big train track wheedling its way around his garden, and yeah. This one's me looking to the left. And I'll put an indicator on these photos as to the side which has got the foundation on. I need to work out how to work out. This one's holding the camera above my head. I need to work out how to tell you guys that the left side is actually the right side you're seeing, but I'll work that out. And finally, flash photography. Sorry, beautiful ones, a bit thick sometimes. I've actually got a degree, thank you. Okay, so yeah, and this side, oh wow, it's just, because when I was taking the photos, it actually touched my face and it felt a little bit moist, a little bit sticky still with foundation and the Lanacane primer. Now it's just dried totally. It's left my skin sort of feeling just really, really, really smooth, really baby soft. And can you see? I can't describe it, guys. This side of my face just looks better than this side. Again, because the light's coming, I get all of that. You know, the light's coming in from my left. But if I come back here and risk the old board collapsing on me. No, I've secured it now with nails. It was very butch the other day, got my hammer and nails out. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys? Hope so. What are we doing? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was comparing and contrasting sides, aren't we? Yeah, no, it is an amazing foundation. And with the primer, it's just amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So I guess, guys, it certainly worked as a primer, and this will hold on to your foundation all day as well, whereas this side, it just won't. Do you know what I mean? That'll probably be gone by about 5 or 6 hours. So around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock this afternoon, this will have all just vanished. Whereas this side, it will stay colour true as well, because the Lanacane Anti-chaffing, no, it's not, it's just wrong way around. Lanacane Anti-chaffing gel is not pH, it's pH neutral. I think its pH is around 6 or 7, something like that. If it was too acidic, it would cause the colour to change, and if it was too alkali as well, or too alkaline, I should say, it would cause the colour to change, but in a slightly opposite direction. Whereas this one just creates the perfect base for, again, upside down, sorry. This one again provides the perfect base for, just spying on my neighbours again, sorry guys, a bit nosy. So if I can drag myself away from having a good old gorp at the neighbours, I'll carry on telling you about how amazing this stuff is. So this would replace any primers that you guys use out there. £6 for 30 grams, of 28 grams, around 30 mils, as I said. And this would possibly be more along the lines of a mattifying sort of primer. However, it is a very, very good universal primer as well. It's oil-free, silicone rich, and it will just help your foundation glide on. It will help your foundation stay in place. It helps the foundation adhere to the skin by providing that very slight amount of tackiness at the very start. However, that dissipates and just leaves your skin feeling amazing. It's also very, very good as an all-over skin mattifier, a T-zone mattifier, and it just forms the base of so many of my recipes as well, guys. It is amazing. So beautiful ones, although I never will be a convert towards to primers, I will definitely use this in my crate, and I'll be using this as like a universal primer on my clients when I become a PM or a professional makeup artist. I'm going to be filming an update on that a little bit, as soon as I finish talking about this one. I'm going to start filming that one, possibly only around 5 minutes long, but I'm going to be moaning and moaning and moaning about the companies I've approached. But if you beautiful ones are thinking of going out and spending a bit of money on a primer, do try this first, guys. I think you'll find it. I think you'll be really, really surprised at how good it is. I know Amanda Young has been having issues with her foundation separating on her skin. She has tried various different primers. Amanda, give this a go. And any of you beautiful ones out there who have, you know, tried primers and don't get on with them, like myself, I can't stand the things, but this stuff I'll use, and I do use as a T-zone mattifier, as a skin smoother, and now to hold my foundation in place. So I was going to an event or something and I needed my foundation to last all evening for like 12 hours or something. It would certainly do that. Okay. Right, beautiful ones, that's it for today. If you've enjoyed today's tutorial, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Similarly, do consider subscribing so you're kept abreast of every time I release new videos, which is pretty regularly. And all that remains is for me to wish you gorgeous ones a beautiful Monday. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks for watching.